Hello, today we're going to take a quick look at the DS2CE78U1T-IT3F, which is a 8 megapixel fixed lens turret camera in the TVI range of Hikvision cameras. So it's a HD over coax unit. Its native resolution is 8 megapixel 4K. It does support 5 megapixel, 4 megapixel and 2 megapixel in HD TVI format, and also 960H in CVBS format as well. It's got a 2.8mm lens. It uses EXIR 2.0 infrareds, smart IR, and up to a range of 60 meters. The unit in 8 megapixel or 5 megapixel output mode needs to be used with a HU-HI-K or a HT-HI-K recorder. If you drop the resolution in the menu to 4 megapixel or 2 megapixel HD output, you can use it with a HQ-HI-K recorder. It's also, as I said, got a CVBS output, which allows you to potentially use it with conventional old school analog PAL recorders. So the unit's got a little push button on the fly lead which allows you to change between the outputs. TVI is its native format. It also supports AHD and CVI HD over coax formats, potentially making it compatible with other third-party manufacturers' recorders, and then CVBS as well. You hold that button for 5 seconds, it switches you through the formats. It's got a obviously conventional 2.1mm power connector on it on the fly lead, and also a conventional BNC TVI output on it as well. The unit's got EXIR 2.0 IR technology with a range of up to 60 meters as well. It's IP67 and it supports Hikvision C up the coax telemetry from any Hikvision TVI recorder, allowing you to access the menus and make any alterations you might need to through the actual coaxial cable. It's got an IR cut filter on it for night vision, so automatically switching it to mono when the light level drops, and obviously a 3-axis gimbal as well. There's various bracketry options available which allow it to be wall, corner or pole mounted. So let's quickly look at some of the settings in the menu for this camera. Okay, so I've now got my 4K TVI camera connected to a DVR. I'm running it alongside a 1080p native resolution camera, so we can hopefully see the differences in the quality. So I'll bring up the 4K camera first, which is approximately 4 times higher the resolution to a 1080p image. It does actually show in the image, everything looks a lot clearer, a lot sharper, a lot more defined than the 1080p image. Obviously the 1080p image is by no means of poor quality, it just doesn't have that level of image clarity that the 4K has. But one way that we can definitely sort of demonstrate it on the video, so you can see the difference, through the digital zoom facility. So if we were to initiate the digital zoom on the 1080p camera and look at some of the writing, if I knock that up to maximum zoom and we move across to the text here, you can see that the text is readable, but it's very, very difficult. It is only just readable, and also our own company name again is there and readable, but you can see that it does lack sharpness. It looks a bit jaggedy, as if it's losing definition. Obviously the pixel count in the given area is vastly reduced when you digitally zoom in. Image upscaling can make that show in the quality of text, etc. So you can see there we've got the Hikvision sign, which is readable, but up until the authorized distributor bit there, which Dynamic CCTV, that is not readable. So if we switch to the 4K image and do the same digital zoom test, I zoom all the way in and move across to the sign again, you can see what we've got there is a much clearer, much sharper image. Everything looks smooth, it's high in detail. Obviously in that given area now, which we've digitally zoomed into, we've got 4 times the pixel count over the 1080p image, and that definitely shows in the image. The Hikvision sign and also authorized distributors is easily readable. And obviously if we move down the text on the right hand side there, we can clearly and easily read each of the bullet points on our pull-up banner there as well. So that is a way that I can highlight the image quality, the difference in quality between a 1080p and a 4K image. And obviously when you're looking at wide angle surveillance fields of view, the digital zoom is a very good tool that you can use with a 4K image to get right in on an area and still maintain a level of quality, a level of image clarity to be able to see what's going on. So now we'll take a look at some of the settings in the menu. Okay, so I'm now at my TVI recorder. I've got my DS2CE78U1T-IT3F plugged in. So we can quickly go into the menu by clicking on the little menu tab on the right hand side under our PTZ controls, and we'll see an initial main menu appear, as you can see on the screen now. So at the top we've got video format. This is where we can set our output resolution, also frames per second of the unit. Simply by pressing the left and right buttons we can scroll through the different options, and as you can see we've got 5, 4, 2 and 8 megapixel resolution options at different frame rates there to choose from. So you can select that in the menu for your given output, which is done on the little fly lead push button. So at the moment we're in TVI mode, which is the native sort of output of this camera, and that's where we choose our different resolutions there. So if we move down to exposure and go into exposure using the iris plus button, we can see we've got a exposure mode which is set to global out the box. You can actually choose to have BLC, HLC or digital double wide dynamic range enabled from this menu depending on the scenario in which the camera is installed. Obviously the global option is more of a electronic shutter across the whole of the image, so that controls the amount of light capturing the image sensor electronically, but you can obviously choose from the other options. AGC below that, automatic gain control, that can be set medium, low or high. Going back, we've got our day night settings. We can set our day night to be on auto, so it automatically switches depending on the light level. We can also choose to have it permanently in colour or permanently in black and white. See out the box is the auto setting. IR light we can choose to have enabled or disabled. Now we've got smart IR built into this camera. We get the aggression level of our smart IR from that menu there. This is obviously 1 to 3. We've also got a day to night and night to day switching threshold, which is the sensitivity in which the camera switches between the two modes, if you like. So that would be based on light level. The more sensitive, the more eager it'll be to switch depending on the light level. The following mode, so day to night and night to day. So we can choose that there. Obviously it's set to 5 out of the box. So if we go back again, we've got a video settings option, and we've got various options to do with the actual image itself: brightness, contrast, sharpness, saturation, etc. We can choose to adjust those at our own discretion. There is an option at the top where we can choose to have like a high saturation mode, and that will knock the saturation and brightness up slightly, or we can choose to do it manually. White balance is set to auto. That's probably where you want it to be. Unless you put the camera under a constant lighting, then you can set it manually as well by choosing that option there, but obviously that would only be recommended if you had it under a constant lighting that needed manual correction by yourself. So moving back, got obviously DNR at the bottom. We've also got a mirror option. DNR is set to 5, it can be set up to 9 depending on the amount of noise in the image. Like I said earlier, this does have very good infrared on it, so up to 60 meters, but if you're using the camera to the limitations of that, then you might find there's additional noise starts to appear in the image, and you can use the DNR option there to filter some of that out. And then we've got a mirror option at the bottom as well. So various settings in the menu there that can help you under different sort of environments in which you might choose to install this camera. It's a very versatile camera, suitable for domestic, small commercial installs. Very easy to install, and obviously optimum image quality in 8 megapixel 4K quality as well. Remember to specify the correct DVI for this, HUHI-K or HTHI-K, to take advantage of the full resolution. These cameras are available from Dynamic CCTV now, so please get in touch with our sales department and we're more than happy to assist. Thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you next time.